Hi everyone, I wanted to sit down and just let y'all know I caved and I got the new r.e.m Beauty concealer. I really did not think I was going to buy, well, okay, like obviously I can say I'm not going to buy anything from a brand, but once they come out with a product that piques my interest, you know, anything can happen. And that's basically what happened. I love a potted concealer, and I kind of was still on the fence about the r.e.m Beauty concealer just because I haven't really seen anything from the brand that's been really stand out. I haven't seen anything from anybody else on the internet say that like, oh my goodness, these products are just absolutely amazing. But I have been hearing a whole lot about these new concealers. For my makeup today, I'm pretty much just going to do my quick, easy, simple makeup that makes me feel good, look good. I recently posted a new picture on Instagram and somebody had asked what my makeup was in the picture, and it's literally the most simple thing ever. So I'm going to recreate it a little bit. I'm going to add a little of extra something just because it's so simple. I don't really feel like the look in that picture deserves a whole video, if you know what I mean. But I'm really excited to talk about these concealers. I've used them a couple of times so far, and I'd love to also know your opinion on them if you've tried them, but let's go ahead and get started. I'm just going to start out with the Milk Makeup Hydro Grip Primer. If I'm ever like not in the mood for a primer, or I am really in a rush doing my makeup and I'm about to do like my go-to look, I feel very comfortable skipping primer a lot of the time. It makes my makeup last a little bit longer, but it kind of feels like a skincare product, so I really love that about this product. I'm skipping foundation today. Go-to makeup for me, at least lately, doesn't really involve foundation. The two concealer shades that I picked up from r.e.m Beauty is the medium 6W and then the medium 10W. The medium 6W is what I originally picked up from Ulta. Just going through the shades, looking at swatches online, I felt like the medium 6W would suit my face the best. However, I was at the mall the other day shopping for my brother's birthday, but I popped into the Morphe store because I saw that they carried the entire r.e.m Beauty line, which I was not aware of that. I did not know that Morphe was a retailer for r.e.m Beauty, so that's kind of interesting. But I was really curious to see what the medium 6W looked like swatched. I hadn't received it in the mail yet, and I was really surprised by how light it was on my skin. And I went ahead and swatched a couple of the other shades. I wasn't really loving how the neutral shades were looking, and I decided to pick up the medium 10W as well. The top swatch is the medium 6W, and then the bottom swatch is the medium 10W. Medium 10W kind of looks a little peachy, but it could just be because it is a deeper shade. I was just really surprised by how light the medium 6W was. I typically go for concealers that are more my skin tone rather than a brightener, although I don't mind when they do brighten. I just do prefer something that is a little bit more close to my skin tone. And at the moment, because of how much time I'm spending in the sun, the medium 6W was just not going to work for all over the face. I also went ahead and swatched both of the concealers on my face. Now, looking at the medium 6W, I don't really think that the medium 10W was all that necessary. However, I haven't been in the sun for a couple of days, but because of my new job, I'm in the sun quite a bit because I'm a nanny and those kids just want to go to the pool every single day. And on days where like I am out in the sun, and I wear sunscreen, but I tan very easily, the medium 10W would absolutely be working, maybe even brightening. I am glad that I picked up both shades. I think that, you know, mixing them together definitely will work out for me. That's kind of what I'm going to do today. On the high points of my face, I am going to use the medium 6W. When I swatched this concealer on Friday at the store, it was looking so light, but it really does end up being a very decent shade on me. For the rest of my face, and because I am just using concealer today, I am going to add a little bit more concealer all around my face. I'm using the 10W. I'm going to use a brush to blend out the concealer around my face, but then go in with a sponge to blend out the concealer underneath my eyes. I really enjoy potted concealer formulas, but both of the potted concealers that I've used really regularly in the past are from brands I don't use anymore. Going in with my sponge now. One potted concealer that I do use really regularly is the Undone Beauty concealer, that like 3-in-1 concealer. I use that concealer really regularly. I'm actually going to dip my sponge into the r.e.m Beauty concealer. I need to just start calling it r.e.m because I don't think people call it r.e.m Beauty. I think it's r.e.m. It's getting a little funky underneath my eyes. The Undone Beauty concealer is like way creamier, way more dewy than this. Same goes for the Glossier Stretch Concealer. It's way more creamy. Obviously the coverage is also very different compared to the Glossier concealer. The Glossier concealer is a very sheer concealer, and this r.e.m concealer is just a bit more full coverage. Compared to the NARS concealer, I remember the NARS concealer being a little bit more moussey, a little bit more creamy, but I'm finding the finish to be pretty similar and also the coverage. The NARS concealer might have been a little bit more coverage than what I'm experiencing with the r.e.m concealer, but I think in a lot of ways they are pretty similar. I'm experiencing some really weird, I don't know, it's just not like blending out great underneath my eyes. I have like a little patch right here that's like not really blending out too well. I'm gonna spray my face with setting spray and then try and go over it again with a sponge. This was just the Euphoria Skin Moisturizing Setting Spray. This is really just my 3rd day wearing this concealer though, so I don't have like a ton of experience with it and I don't have my opinions completely formed. It's absolutely a concealer I can see myself using very, very often. I think that if you had dry skin, you probably would struggle with this concealer a little bit. I wonder if it's creamy enough for you, but I think if you had oily skin, you might really, really enjoy it. I feel like that helped a little bit. I'm gonna move on now. I'm going in now with my e.l.f. Cosmetics Putty Bronzer in Bronzed Belle. In my Instagram picture last night, I was not wearing any bronzer. I usually don't skip bronzer, but if I'm really in a pinch and I can only pick one cheek product, it's gonna be blush. I just feel like blush makes so much more of a difference on my face, but I can see bronzer being a go-to over blush for a lot of people. But for me, I just love adding color into my skin. With the medium 6W shade, I'm going in a little bit with a concealer brush, and I want to see if I can cover this kind of scar that I have in this area. It was like one of those pimples that came, when it finally came out, it was like a hard white bead. Ooh, that didn't layer especially nice. But I messed with that pimple so much and it left a big giant scar. I finally got the pimple out, but yeah, it just left a big old scar. I'm going in now with the e.l.f. Putty Luminous Blush in St. Bart's. In my Instagram picture, I also wore a Luminous Putty blush, and I just really like this formula. I really enjoy the Putty blush formula overall, but I think that the Luminous blush formula is very special. It's very unique. I think it especially pairs well with this concealer because the concealer is pretty mattifying, and I do like to add a little bit more glow to my skin. I'm kind of applying the concealer a bit close to my under eyes and just over my nose. The Luminous Putty Blush is a nice formula too if you are a usual highlight wearer, but in a rush you tend to skip highlight, or you'd like to be able to skip highlight. The Luminous Putty Blush is a really good option for that. My go-to product for quick brows is the Kosas Air Brow. It's been the Kosas Air Brow for a very long time now. I just love this product so much. I really love the formula. It's not too drying and it's not too wet. It's like a great moussey formula with a really good hold. It fills in the brows so nicely, and I love the wand shape. A lot of brands do not get the wand shape right. They're either way too small, too large, too short, too long. The Kosas Airbrow wand is just perfect. In my Instagram picture last night, I wasn't wearing any eyeshadow, but because I'm filming and, you know, I do have a little extra time, I want to show you what a go-to quick little eye look would be like for me that isn't just like bronzer thrown in the crease, which is also like a go-to eye look for me. But yeah, I'm just adding a little bit of primer potion to my eyelids. I love the little Kaja Beauty Bento stacks, especially for quick makeup, because you have a whole eye look in this tiny little stack. It's just very convenient. This is in the stack Peach Madeline. It comes with a really beautiful shimmery, almost glittery eyeshadow, a sort of glitter topper, which are my favorite, and then this really cute peachy matte shade. I'm going to pick up the peachy matte shade on my brush, and I'm just going to run it through my crease a bit, just to add a little bit of color, a little bit of definition. I really love these types of eyeshadows on me, these little matte peachy shades. From the stack, I'm just taking the glitter topper and I'm taking it on my finger. I'm just patting, I'm not rubbing, because the color payoff is pretty intense, and I'm just patting it on to my eyelid. Honestly, that was enough for both eyes. I don't want to overdo it, but I love a glitter topper. I just think it's so pretty on the eyelids. It's like subtle but not subtle. It's just so flattering, and it just adds a really cute sparkle, kind of like a cute little pop, but it's really not over the top, and it's a super wearable way to wear glitter. For mascara today, I'm using the Milani Highly Rated Mascara. I do not mess around with mascara when it comes to doing quick makeup. I always use a tried and true mascara, because you never know what you're getting yourself into by using a mascara you're not familiar with. I kind of can make like a new blush work. I feel like that's pretty doable, or like a new lip product work, or just something like that. But for other parts of the makeup, especially for mascara, I would also say brows too. I probably wouldn't mess around with new brow products if I was in somewhat of a rush. Mascara can be so unpredictable, even with tubes that you are really familiar with and that you really love. I feel like it can be so unpredictable. I'm going in a little bit with my lash separator. For lips, you can absolutely just throw on a gloss, a balm, a lipstick. I'm doing the whole thing because I usually always have time for some lip liner. I just do it so fast, and especially when I'm not talking, I can be done in seconds. That was the LA Girl Perfect Precision lip liner in Sugar and Spice, my favorite lip liner ever. Especially when I am in a rush or I've done like a really light makeup look, I like to go ahead and apply a actual lipstick. I just feel like it really completes the look. It really makes you look a little bit more done up. This is the Rare Beauty lipstick in Fun. This is the Rare Beauty powder. I'm pretty sure this is the light medium. Yeah, light medium shade. I'm using the Rare Beauty brush for this. I saw that r.e.m. also just came out with brow products, like brow pencils. I'm not really interested in those. The only two things that I'm kind of interested in now that I've tried the concealer, because like might as well try other things from the brand now, if you know what I mean. The liquid eyeshadows have definitely caught my eye, and then I'm a little bit interested in those stick blushes, although I did swatch those when they first came out at Ulta. Wasn't too impressed with them, but that doesn't mean anything. Like, I've not been impressed with products before that I've actually fell in love with. So yeah, I could definitely see myself liking those. I just gotta give them a chance, I guess. I'm going to go back in with my Euphoria Pre-Game Setting Spray. This is my NYX Lift and Snatch. Sometimes I'll just go through my brows and add like a couple of strokes if I need them. But my brows are looking really good right now. I'm not doing a wear test or anything, but I still wanted to give you a close-up of the skin if you were interested in seeing what the makeup looked like close up. My little concern with layering the concealer right over here, I don't have a concern anymore. I feel like once the setting spray went on and kind of my natural oils have come through, my skin is not looking kind of like separate-y, crusty like it was before in that area. And under my eyes, I'm also not noticing any problems or anything. I feel like my skin looks really nice and fresh, and I don't have any kind of separating or just concerns that I had earlier. I don't have any of those anymore. That is it from me today though. Definitely let me know what your thoughts are on the new r.e.m concealer or just the line overall. I have a video where I talk about celebrity makeup brands that I will leave linked down below, and I filmed that when r.e.m was just announced, and I was very like anti r.e.m, and I really love Ariana Grande. Like, I really do enjoy her, but I am just so sick of seeing celebrity brands. But sometimes, you know, sometimes they really come out with good things and they end up in your collection. r.e.m concealer, I'm quite a fan of. I definitely still need a little more experience with it. I'm definitely going to keep wearing it and reaching for it, but I'd love to know what your thoughts are on the new concealer. That is going to be it from me today though. Thank you all so much for watching today's video. I hope that you enjoyed. If you aren't already subscribed, definitely go ahead and do so, and hopefully I will see you next time.